Chalaga, the two-time NCAA cross-country champion. As you take a look at Indiana's outstanding runner, they've got a couple of them in the race. Andy Bear is the person you just saw there at 3:53.3 for 1,600 meters. Maybe one of the fastest ever run indoors. Certainly collegiately it is.
And German Fernandez is already out of the race. He ran about 50 meters and just ran off into lane 6. So now we're down to 18 total athletes in this 3,000 meters. And we'll try to sort them out as they get in position. And just like the 5,000 meters yesterday, the men going out much faster than 3,000 than did the women. And that was largely Sam Chalanga trying to take the kick out of people in the 5,000 on day one.
Right, this pace is, I'm not surprised. Diego Garcia, this is interesting. I'm sorry, Diego Estrada has to be a kicker. Cannot be a kicker like the other guys. He's got to have a hard pace. We saw that in the 5,000 meters. He knows it. And there's going to be a certain number of guys here, if they want a chance to have a high place finish in this race, they know they can't sprint. There are 9 athletes in this field who are sub-4-minute collegiate milers. And they don't want these other guys to be able to have plenty left with 8 laps to go in the race.
So Diego Estrada of northern Arizona, ready to train up in the altitude.
Flagstaff over 7,500 feet. We can go higher, you can go lower there.
Dan Hubers of Indiana, junior, currently in 2nd place. Andy Bear is there as well with Sam Chalanga.
65.4 for the first 400 meters.
Lewis Johnson has German Fernandez, who ran about 50 meters of that.
Well, actually, Dwight, German is standing on the far side of the track. The runners are about to pass him right now. I asked him what happened. He had his shoe in his hand, and he said the guys were just so aggressive, and somebody within the first 2 steps stepped on the back of one of the shoes. He's got a spike mark in his finger. I don't know how that happened, but the shoe was off, and I guess he decided he was not going to run with one shoe, 3,000 meters. So very frustrated, but maybe he made the wise decision by stepping off and not potentially injuring himself.
That stuff happens at these big meets, some of which you really can't predict.
Pace is slowed, 2:15 through the first 800 meters, playing into the hands of the kickers.
Matt Centrowitz there on the rail in 3rd currently.
Andy Bear can fly, sub-4-minute miler in 2nd place. Career, I think, could be a kicker the way I watched him run in the NCAA cross-country meet, and he took off. I couldn't believe the speed he had late in the race in cross-country, and he wound up winning on a kick over Chalanga in the 5,000 meters.
Lowy Lelang, the freshman from Arizona, was running some extra distance most of the last several laps out in lane 2.
Lelang, 3:58 indoors this year. So, you know, it's going to be a terrific, and right up there we haven't talked about him yet, Matt Centrowitz, the junior from Oregon, has a 7-minute 50.59 second time coming in. Only 2 or 3 athletes have run that fast this season indoors. Chalaga is one of them. Ryan Hill from North Carolina State is another. Andy Bear's run 7:48 for the quickest time of the 20 athletes. And I mentioned it earlier in the mile, 18 out of 20 of these guys are underclassmen. The future here for distance running just keeps getting better and better collegiately.
You see a little bumping around there. There's Sam Chalanga
falling back a bit.
You can't afford to get bumped around too much. There really isn't much meat on those bones.
You know, at one point when it feels this big, right, look at guys are well out in the 2nd lane. It is with 20 people and the pace not fast, you're bound to have guys run in the 2nd lane for entire laps. It just hurts their chances of doing well here. And we got guys out now in the 3rd lane, well into the 3rd lane on that turn.
Leonard Career now making a move from the back of the pack out in lane 3 to get himself now mid-pack, now front part of the pack into 4th position right outside Van Blankenship. He hasn't stopped. He's run this whole last lap in lanes 2 and 3 and now takes the lead. He's not happy with what's going on. He won the 5,000 meters with a great kick yesterday, and he's kicking it up a notch. So now it's Career, and then he slows it down once he gets in front. Chalanga is there. Ben Blankenship is also there in the ponytail from Minnesota. 3,000 meters not far enough for these guys, Larry.
Well, that's 4 minutes and 31 seconds for the first 1,600 meters, a 4:33 mile that they've covered here. Now, but it's going to heat up. Somebody's going to say, look, I got to start pushing from 1,200 meters out, or even maybe 4 or 5 laps. But the whole pace is going to accelerate here.
Well, there's not a lot of room to run there. I'm looking at this first part of the pack. A lot of jostling, a lot of hands being put out. Very easy for a back kick to hit a knee and for half the crowd to go down.
Because the pace, Dwight, was a 4:33 mile. These guys are running less than 2 miles. So, you know, we're going to see a fantastic last 4 laps here. You wait and see. Well under 2 minutes is my belief.
Ben Blankenship, who has some leg speed, now out in front, picking things up a little bit as we see the crowds spread out a little bit.
Blankenship's time in the distance medley relay, 1,600 meters, 3 minutes, 54.6 seconds. Run last night.
So it's Blankenship, and then Matt Centrowitz is there, Lang on the rail. Chalanga still around the middle, but running on the outside. Career is now doing it again. Incredibly poor energy management from the high jumper's perspective. 4 laps remaining in the men's 3,000 meters. That's 5,000-meter champion Leonard Career of Iona leading over Ben Blankenship in the ponytail from Minnesota. Matt Centrowitz, the Oregon star, in third, and now a move being made again. Andrew Bayer of Indiana now challenging for the lead. We've seen a lot of churning back and forth with the pace slowing down, speeding up, spreading out, bunching up. Sam Chalanga now running outside. Many of the athletes running the race in lanes 2, 3, and now 4. 3 laps remaining.
That was a 31-second 200 meters, and it's just going to get faster from here. Watch Matt Centrowitz, got outstanding speed, a great miler himself, and he's got a terrific 3,000-meter time. He's edging right up into the lead with Andy Bayer from Indiana. Blankenship right back there. So the great milers with great speed are right now running up 1, 2, 3.
2 laps remaining, and it's turned into a kicker's milers race in this 3,000. Ben Blankenship of Minnesota now reassumes the lead. Matt Centrowitz in third, Andy Bayer in second. Lots of athletes in this race still. Chalanga seems out of it, doesn't have anything left. Leonard Career still trying to hang on and search from the front to the middle, back to the front. And we're coming up with just 1 lap remaining, 200 meters supposed to go. It is Ben Blankenship of Minnesota, then Bayer of Indiana. Ryan Hill of NC State now up there. Career is done. So is Chalanga. And there goes Elliott Heath of Stanford. Look at this. Where did he come from? Just like his brother Garrett, just coming out of nowhere. He's in a full sprint. Elliott Heath steals this 3,000 meters from nowhere. He will win it. Blankenship will get second. Bayer third. Centrowitz finishes fourth. Wow.
Wow, that's an exact right word. I was just going to say that, Dwight. He's run 3:55 on a distance medley relay time. 26:3 for his last 200 meters. Just amazing stuff. 8:03. Let me just do a little conversion. They ran about 1:56 something for the last 800 meters of this race in 3,000 meters.
We never said his name once.
He was back, wedged comfortably on the inside with many of the guys. Look at him just tear through this last lap. Powering down the home stretch. The rest move out to the lanes to try and nail down second. And Blankenship from Minnesota gets it for Coach Steve Placencia. Matt Centrowitz winds up getting just 4th place in the sense that he was close at hand here. The other guys had great sprint speed. 26:3 for the last 200 meters for one of the Heath brothers. This one's still in college. Congratulations. Great performance. Wow. Time becomes inconsequential, as you say.
Elliott Heath jumps the field and runs away with it with a 26:3 last 200 meters, winning it at 8:03.71, which is inconsequential. Blankenship for second, Bayer for third, and the winner is downstairs with Lewis.